Congratulations on being a first place winner at your District 4-H Fashion Show. We are excited to welcome you to the Texas 4-H Fashion Show. We will be hosting this year at our brand new state 4-H headquarters. We're going to spend a little bit of time together this afternoon, and I'm going to provide an orientation for the process that will happen throughout the fashion show process. So let's get started. This slide here, super excited to show off our new 4-H headquarters. When you come in off of Highway 47, you're not going to see this view of the building. You'll be coming at it from the back side of the building, but it kind of gives you an idea of what our building looks like. We are found at 1504 6th Street. It says Bryan, Texas. So this is very different from where we were last year, which was on the south side of College Station. But just know it's a Bryan location and Relish campus. So as we get started here, I want to go ahead and talk about what's going to happen during the fashion show interviews. Those will be on Tuesday, June the 2nd. The building will open at 8 a.m. The dressing rooms will be available then. And as I said before, parking is available at the Relish Church parking lot across the street. It is a cute little white church with a steeple, so once you see that, you'll know you are close to our building. Our fashion show interviews will go from 9 until 11, and I want to talk about what's going to happen when you first come into the building all the way through your interview time. So when you come in our main entrance, the first thing you're going to see is our welcome desk. It's a beautiful 4-H green desk. We'll have some folks there to help you. They're going to sign you in. This is the place you're going to turn in your thank you notes. And also while you are there, you're going to pick up your fashion show programs. We will have those available for you to take back for your friends and family that will be watching the show in the afternoon. Just a little bit of kind of the lay of the land. The female dressing rooms will be to the right of the welcome desk. This will be in one of our meeting spaces. There's lots of spaces. We'll have clothing racks, mirrors, not as many nice mirrors as we had last year, but we will have mirrors around the room. Make sure to keep your stuff kind of together. Even though the room is big, there will be multiple people in there. When you leave after your interview, make sure that you take all of your supplies with you. Even though I will tell you that at the end of the day, I pick up all of the extra things that have been left, and I usually keep them until about May 1st the following year, and then I finally decide it's time to get rid of them. But if you do leave something, please just send me an email, or you can call me or text me, and I'll make sure that I will get a way for you to get it back. Male dressing room is across the building, so when you come in, you're going to go past the welcome desk, and it's going to be all the way in the back of the building. It's going to be closer to our restrooms. The restrooms are back at the other end of the building. So for the females that are using the dressing room, if you need to use the restroom, it is on the other end of the building. Our building isn't that large, so it isn't that far to go. Parents, agents, our waiting room is found behind our welcome desk. This is our large meeting space, and you are free to hang out here while you're waiting for your 4-H'er to be judged. I will say our new building, the upstairs is very cold. Downstairs, the temperature varies, so plan on dressing accordingly, maybe in some layers, because that large meeting room has a tendency to get a little bit warm when we have a lot of people in there. The fashion show interviews will begin at 9. We use a staggered system, which some categories will start right at 9, and other categories will start at 9:10 or 9:20. This helps our process as far as making sure that we stay on time, and then also it helps with our tabulation, and so not everyone is getting done at the same time, and so people can, the judges and the tabulators can do a quality job of reviewing the score sheets and making sure the correct scores are in the tabulation system. So, once you're in the building and you've gotten dressed and you're ready for your interview, you're going to either go to the waiting room or to the lobby. And that is where our runners will gather people about 10 minutes before their interview time, and take you upstairs via the elevator, and take you to a waiting area upstairs. And one thing I didn't mention before is oftentimes I get the question of how early do I need to be in the building? And I'm going to tell you that there is no perfect time or exact time that you have to be there. You need to be there at least 10 minutes prior to your interview time so that the runners can take you to your interview upstairs. But if you want to come 30 minutes before your scheduled interview time, or if you want to come an hour before your scheduled interview time, you need to plan yourself what makes you feel comfortable. Some people like to be dressed and just wait. Others don't like the waiting, so that's totally up to you. Just know that 10 minutes prior to your interview time, the runners will come gather all of the contestants and take them upstairs for their interviews. As far as the interview process, once the contestants are upstairs in the waiting area, we'll have our doorkeepers come and gather them for their interview. The doorkeepers will open the door to the judging room, and then once the door is closed, that's when the interview time starts. As a participant, the first thing that you need to do is introduce yourself. Make sure that you're standing far enough away from the judges that they can see you from top to bottom. They want to be able to look at your entire garment. But I want you to stop and introduce yourself first and then pause. That gives our judges an opportunity to make sure that the paperwork in the folder that they have in front of them is in fact you. So once they nod and then tell you that they're ready for you to proceed, you can go ahead and start with your 5-minute presentation. In your 5-minute presentation, this is your time to shine. This is your time to talk about your project, what you have been doing in your fashion and interior design project, what you liked best, the community service things that you've done. This is your opportunity to talk about the garments you've either purchased or you have constructed. This is also the time to talk about skills. It doesn't matter whether this is your 3rd year in the project or your 10th year in the project. The judges are looking for the skills that you have gained in your project work. And also make sure that you include the fabric knowledge that you have learned in the project area. And as you are planning your presentation, make sure that you take a look at the score sheets that you are going to be judged on, and that you touch on all areas where you are being scored. Oftentimes we have individuals who may have missed talking about one segment of the score sheet, and there's a lot of points that can be lost that way. So once you have done your presentation, and I will say that during the presentations, I will be asking the judges to not interrupt during presentations. Your presentation time is your 5 minutes to be able to share with the judges. So I will be instructing the judges not to interrupt during your presentation time. They will have an opportunity to ask questions once your presentation is over. The judges will have an opportunity to ask 2 to 5 questions. And what I ask of my judges is that they look at the list of judging questions, and that they select 2 to 5 questions that they are going to ask everyone in the category. That way I feel like it's more fair that they're being asked the same questions. Now, some people may have very long answers to their questions, and so the judges may only ask 2 questions or 3 questions, whereas if the answers are much faster, those individuals may have more questions than someone who has longer answers. One thing that I do allow the judges to do is if they have a question that relates specifically to your garment or to something you talked about in your presentation, they can ask questions related to information that you have shared with them, either in your presentation or in your paperwork. Let's see here. So, like I said, make sure that you look at the score sheet prior to your interview so you know the areas that you're being scored on, and you want to make sure that you touch upon all of those areas. So once your interview is over, you are welcome to change your clothes and to leave. The next step in the fashion show practice will be to arrive at Reed Arena floor at 12 noon. So at noon, you're going to meet these ladies here. Danita Young, the D4 4-H specialist, and Darlene Locke, or as most of us know her or refer to her as Doc Locke. And they are going to be leading the fashion show practice along with some agents and some of our 4-H fashion and interior design ambassadors. It is important that when you come to practice that you are dressed and wearing the shoes that you are going to be wearing during the fashion show. You want to have an opportunity to try out those shoes as you're walking up and down the stairs or walking across the stage. If you have never been to the floor of Reed Arena, you are going to access the Reed Arena floor by taking the elevator downstairs. The elevator is located at the box office side of Reed Arena. Once you're on the arena floor, you're going to need to be looking for some signage for your category. They have some orange signs that they'll be holding, those agents and fashion and interior design ambassadors. And what they're going to do is they're going to start gathering you by category. And once everyone is there, they're going to put you in the order that you will be walking across the stage. It's important that this process moves pretty quickly because everyone needs to have an opportunity to walk across the stage and practice. Danita Young will instruct the group on the process for each group going across the stage. You will go by category, and at the end of the category, the top 3 winners in no particular order will be announced. Just a few notes that I wanted to talk about before, or as we're talking about fashion show practice, is before you walk, make sure that you have an opportunity to check your outfits and accessories for any last adjustments. Make sure that you stand tall, shoulders back, maintain good posture, and take a few deep breaths to steady your nerves if you're nervous about this. This should be a fun experience, but I know for some, walking across the stage can be a little bit difficult, but take those deep breaths and know that you're going to rock it. Once you've stepped on stage, make sure that you step confidently as you walk across the runway. And as you go through the practice, the narrators will be reading your script, and this gives you an opportunity to know how long your script is, and you can plan out how many stops and how many turns you'll have. Most importantly, as you're walking across the stage, make sure to make eye contact with the audience and make sure that you're looking straight ahead, looking at the audience. This is also a good time to smile. As you walk across the stage, you're not in a big hurry, but walk with a purpose, steady, even steps, not too fast, not too slow. Relax your arms and your hands by your side unless you are identifying something on some of the features of your outfit. It should be casual. Make sure, as I said before, smile, look like you're having a good time, and enjoy yourself. Danita will have some points on the stage that will be marked as designated points, such as in the middle of the stage where you're going to stop, you're going to turn, you're going to showcase your garment. This is also important that you are slow in those turns because we will have photographers that are taking pictures, and every year we get pictures back that may be a big blur because the model did not pause for the photographers to take pictures. Be thinking about poses. These poses can be naturally, or they can be poses that highlight details of your garment. And as far as exiting the stage, you're going to turn gracefully and walk down the stairs. If you are in a garment or wearing shoes that may make it difficult to go down the stairs, know that we will have people at the bottom of the stairs that will help and assist you going up and down the stairs. We do have a ramp that goes onto the stage if anyone is in need of the ramp. So practice, like I said, starts at 12. Hopefully we'll be done by about 2. That gives you an opportunity to make those last minute looks at your outfit, making sure that everything is in place, preparing yourself. The public fashion show will begin at 2:30. And as I said before, the public fashion show at that point, as each category is going across the stage, there will be an announcement of the top 3 winners in no particular order. Those winners will be given a card as they go across the stage, and it is the information about winner lineup. Winner lineup will begin at 6 p.m. in the practice gym. It is important that you take a look at that card and know where you need to be in all the information. Let's see. I knew that if I was doing my orientation that somebody would come into my office and want to visit. So let me get back here on task. Public fashion show, as I said before, 2:30. We will have photography. The top 3 will be announced. One of the things that I'd like to take a minute to talk about is we do have an opportunity for 6 4-H members from Texas to attend the National 4-H or the 4-H FCS National Championship in San Antonio. Those dates are January the 13th through the 15th of 2027. We can take 6 Texas youth, 2 in construction, 2 in buying, and 2 in upcycling your style. Few notes here that I also have include